we're gonna wait a few seconds. Wait to see how many people we get in.
Alright then.
Just as a warning, heads up, folks, to anybody who sees this, I might repeat this a little bit later, but Thomas has kind of been having some technical issues with headsets, and the one he's currently got, it's going to make him sound like he's broadcasting over like a radio, and sometimes it's a little hard. So just bear with it. If need be, listen to this with headphones. We recommend it.
I.e., don't need to suck a dick, so they don't even know how to put headphones on the board. I'm sorry, honey. You wanted this to be monetized.
And Thomas demonetizes my video. Awesome. Ooh. I'm getting some, Oh, okay, it's nothing. Okay, it's nothing up.
But they're still letting shitheads like a Newsy on have a platform on YouTube, so you got nothing to worry about. That's a can of worms. We're not here to open up today, folks.
No, we are not.
I will do my best to behave myself.
So, just gonna go ahead and load up. So is the stream coming in loud and clear for you on your end, dude?
I don't have it pulled up. I can pull it up like, well, hang on, let me get my phone.
Yeah, at least this way we can keep tabs on what's going on, because especially since there's going to be points where I am using visual aid through this game.
Hang on, let me go. YouTube should have given me a notification. Yep, it did.
Alright, sweet.
And let me just turn up the volume so I can check it, so it doesn't echo. Generally the stream might seem to be coming in fairly okay.
Well, as long as that's the case, then I guess we're golden.
I guess now we just wait for it to spin.
I guess we'll give it another minute or two.
Maybe then. I'm just gonna sit here playing Battlefront.
Just turn down my volume on my TV so I can hear a little better.
I'm just gonna... Right now I'm just playing as an unrealistically accurate stormtrooper. Speaking of which, dude, I know this is kind of spur of the moment, but later today, you mind hopping on a stream later so I can talk about on I do talk about stuff?
If I can, dude. After I'm done here, I'm probably...
That is not shamelessly plugging. That is asking for... That is just asking a question.
I know, dude. It depends, because after I get done with this, I got stuff I gotta go do.
That's okay. It doesn't have to be today. Just thanks for letting me hop on and have this whole discussion.
Hey, no problem, man. Hey, if anything, I'm grateful to have somebody else to do this with, so I don't look like.
I know comparatively, I know jack shit about dinosaurs and Jurassic franchise, but I'm gonna do my best.
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, we're just here to talk about a game, based on its trailer, based on what we can expect, and just, like I said, we're here to talk about overall just our thoughts, our feelings, I guess we can say our hopes and expectations. Though that last one I use the term expectations, I'll admit, very semi-loosely, if that makes sense.
I don't like the term expectations as of lately.
Admittedly, yeah, like, again, I know this is gonna... Sorry if this sounds like a tangent, folks, but it's just... I feel like the word expectation is just thrown around too willy-nilly these days, and as a result, people just forget to have fun. But again, we're not here to talk about that. I mean, we might get into a little bit of that later, but that depends. But hopefully all of you are doing well. Like, hopefully everybody's having a good Sunday. I'm having a very good one, other than the fact that, no joke, yesterday, because of all the sweating I was doing at work, I'm not going to get super gross, I promise, but because of all the sweating I was doing at work yesterday with how hot it was most of the day, the area around my left eye is now sunburned, and it stings. It's not as bad as it was yesterday, though, thankfully. It's gotten it's a little better today, thankfully, and that's because I've mostly just been staying indoors.
I give you the benefit of the doubt. I bet you don't burn as easily as you do. Dude, I get sunburned in my fucking car just driving to and from places.
Is that even realistically possible?
Apparently it is. I get like when I'm driving my dad's car going to the gym, or like in any extended period of time, I get my skin fucking burned through the goddamn window.
Damn. But yeah, so alrighty guys, so we're gonna just dive right in. First of all, like a little thing as we know, like well, okay, first of all, let me just say I knew Frontier was in regards to this game, like I think most of us can agree that given how successful the first Jurassic World Evolution was, that a sequel was inevitable. I mean, that game in its first week alone, I think, was like sold almost, if not over 2 million copies in its first week alone.
Yeah, and let's not forget, they had less than a year to create that entire game. So whatever shortcomings you had to complain about it, you hearing that, you instantly as criticism. Because let me tell you something. Games like Cyberpunk and Anthem had a long ass time to develop, and they fell on their ass. Yeah, I said it.
No, I mean, it's true. I mean, to be fair, at least the people behind Cyberpunk, like the actual people behind the game, actually did apologize and say that, yeah, the game was not what they wanted it to be. There was a lot of fighting behind the scenes between them and the developing studio, basically the studio that was backing them.
Oh, so in that case, I can give them a pass. Like,
I mean, it sucks that the game turned out. Yeah, it sucks that the game is a glitchy, buggy mess. Don't get me wrong, but you know, at least they admitted, yeah, this was not what we wanted to do. We're gonna do our hardest going forward to really go back and polish up the game and fix all the problems that we can. You know, because the game's being pulled. I mean, if you still have a physical copy, or if you've bought it digitally, you can still keep it and play it. So at the very least, I'm grateful that they're still giving people that option. That hey, if you want to continue playing the game, awesome. If not, we totally understand if you want to give a refund. But yeah, like but like you said, dude, like with Jurassic World Evolution, like I agree, it's like yeah, the game's not 100% perfect, but then again, nothing is truly perfect. But like you said, bro, folks need to keep in mind that Frontier was given pretty much under a year to make this game, and by God, they did it, come hell or high water. I mean, it definitely helped that the people behind it were all the people at Frontier that were behind the project itself were passionate about the project. They're big fans. Like you look at these behind the scenes stuff about them talking about the game, like you could just tell these people are such fans. And again, I think that's a great thing because it shows that the people making the game are going to treat it with a level of respect for the property.
That I can agree with. I mean, this I will say about any game. You can if it's a game on a major franchise or someone's original work, you can always tell if there's a labor, if anything they do is a labor of love to it.
Oh, it really is. And in my opinion,
with the first Jurassic World Evolution, I can firmly say that, and I'm willing to bet you $100 or a month's worth of salary that this was a labor of love the first game. There's going to be another labor of love in the second game.
Oh, it really is, in my opinion, dude. Like, we're already seeing that in my book. But yeah, I mean, sure. And we are going to get into some, and we do plan to talk more about some of the things that they can improve on from the first game here in a little bit. But yeah, so it's like I said, so, but yeah. But again, I think we kind of knew that a sequel to this game was inevitable. Especially because after the Return to Jurassic Park DLC at the end of 2019, you know, all throughout last year, Frontier remained oddly silent. I mean, like, you know, they were, again, it was like they were suspiciously silent. Now, granted, yes, they did have other games that they were working on. Like, they have Planet Zoo, which is in a way sort of, I guess, sort of like, I mean, it's basically like their other series, of course, that one of the series they're most famous for, the Zoo Tycoon series. It's basically like a more advanced version of Zoo Tycoon, and it does look good. Granted, it's not available for consoles right now, but chances are it probably will likely be coming to consoles in the near future, from what Frontier has said. But it's probably going to be exclusively for, like, the next-gen consoles, like PS5 and stuff like that, right?
Most likely, given how they're becoming relevant. But we're still getting some titles for, you know,
the last gen. Yeah, like they're still, like, it's like, I understand. It's like, you know, the next gen comes out, everybody's got you know, priorities become more. Now we got to worry about making games, you know, for this next generation of consoles, which it sucks, but I get it. So I'm not really gonna harp on it.
Progress marches on and all that shit.
It does. But yeah, but like, so, but I believe, anyways, but yeah, Frontier were very silent about anything Jurassic World Evolution news, other than just the occasional, like, letting us know, hey, we're patching up some bugs and whatnot, some stuff. Which, so, you know, then earlier in this year, I believe it was either January or February, where they were basically having like a fun little showcase for the game, for Evolution, basically sort of like going over all the DLCs and stuff like that. Basically a little fun best of compilation, you could say.
One might say.
I mean, they were doing it on all of their social media, which includes, they were doing it on YouTube, Facebook, and I also believe their Twitter pages. Which, by the way, folks, I definitely recommend any of Frontier's games. Definitely check out their Twitter feeds. It's some of the less. It's some good wholesome stuff on Twitter, especially considering how the platform is just a cesspool right now. Anyways, not gonna get too into that.
Yeah, let's not get into much of that negativity. I mean, God knows I just have a rave about.
Yeah, but
mind if I wanna. I saw the trailer a couple of times, and I do want to do kind of a small breakdown, if you will.
Oh, we will. Oh, we'll get to that in just a second, dude. We'll get to that in just a minute, dude. But like, I kind of want to get but like I said, so they were asked. It was somebody asked them. I believe it was on Twitter or Facebook. Asked, you know, about Evolution, the first game. They were like, so is support for this game dead? Like, is the game just dead? Just straight dead at this point? To which Frontier did respond, and again, the person was not being rude about it. He was being super, super polite, which I appreciate. And Frontier, they did reply. They did say that, no, we promise, support for the game is not dead. We will continue to, we'll continue to update when we can. We'll, patches, fixing glitches, stuff like that when they can. Just keep in mind they are, they do still have other games that they're working on. But they did also end it with saying that we have something coming that, we got our boys in the lab are working on something that we think you guys are going to be pretty excited about. And so that was kind of where the hype sort of began for a lot of us, because we're like, okay, they would not make that announcement unless they have something big. And oh boy, did they have something big if that trailer's anything to go off of.
Speaking of the trailer, I'd like to point something out that I did appreciate. Number one, the return of the commentary from the lovely Dr. Malcolm.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff Goldblum. You can tell that this man just loves his part as Dr. Malcolm.
Jeff Goldblum just loves anything he does, just because he's such a fun guy.
And,
no, you go ahead, dude. Sorry.
But let's just cut down to where we started. I love the starting of the trailer with the shadow of the Pteranodon. This is like telling us right off the bat, yes, no one is going to have to wait for any like big dinos like that to be released later down the line. They're gonna be a lot more eggs in this basket.
Oh, there really is. Like, before we continue, I do have to point out that obviously we cannot show the trailer, nor can we play audio. We can play the audio of the trailer over the broadcast, guys, because, well, quite frankly, I don't feel like getting DMCA striked by Universal.
And none of us know how to edit to save our lives.
Yeah, if somebody out there does know editing, and you would love to contribute in the future, just hit me up. Wink, wink. Obviously, nobody is obligated. Sorry, I'm eating.
Just if you can. No, we're not going to switch any on.
But yeah. Speaking of the trailer, and I love that. I love that this trailer right off the bat lets us know this is not just going to simply be. I mean, to a certain extent, it's not going to be. I should say, it's not going to just be a rehash of the first game. Again, I like the fact...
The first scene we had of the game, it's very clear this is no longer Sorna or Nublar, or any of the islands from the game.
Yeah,
This looks to be if I had to hazard a guess, the Mojave Desert or somewhere within the American Southwest.
Oh, yes,
I mean... And we saw that herd of Triceratops running.
Yeah, we see a herd of trikes, we see some stegos in there, and we even see a new species that's in there, but we'll get more into that in just a little bit. But yeah, I like that they're making very clear, now, to a point, I like that this one, because the first game was they said was basically more or less soft canon to the films, and that, basically, the Jurassic World did happen, and all that stuff from the fourth film was canon. I mean, obviously it would have to be, since we obviously can breed Indominus Rex and all that jazz. But I really like that, again, they're kind of doing, it seems like they're going with the soft canon approach again for this game, where, again, this is obviously going to be set after the events of Fallen Kingdom, because, keep in mind, Jurassic World Dominion was supposed to get released this year. But, of course, the pandemic and all that stuff from last year definitely did not help matters, so, as a result, things got delayed.
It monkey wrenched the entire world, is what we're going to boil it down.
I mean, yeah, let's be honest, nobody was happy about the pandemic. We're still not happy about it, but again, it's it's understandable why some things ended up the way that they did, so we're not going to harp on it.
But luckily, things are starting to reopen again. Theaters are still alive and going. People, I know at least around my job, in certain parts of where I live, I can enter stores and businesses without a mask.
Yeah, it's great that we're slowly getting back to semi-normal. And again, I'm really excited for Dominion's release next year. Obviously, this game was if Dominion was still getting released, it'd be coming out. The game would be coming out alongside it, but since we still got a whole year to go, Frontier and Universal just decided, push forward anyway, we'll release the game anyway. And who knows, it seems like maybe that was a good thing in this game's case, because maybe in some ways it might end up late, at least if not right away, I imagine there are going to be ties to Dominion in some way, shape, or form down the line with the game. I would be amazed if they didn't.
Alright, but on to some other news related to all of this. going back to the trailer, and then we get a cut to what I'm going to assume is either the Midwest or the North or the American Northeast with the forested areas and the mountains, the snow-topped mountains. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say Midwest.
Yeah, I'm thinking at least like
Given
Colorado or
given
something
the
like that.
given the location of the end of Fallen Kingdom, I'm going to guess that's somewhere in the American Midwest, as well as the Battle of Big Rock.
Yeah, it's obviously on the West Coast, and that possibly going further into that general area.
And we got to see how the dinosaurs are adapting to those areas. I don't remember everything of the trailer offhand.
Oh, it's
Sadly.
like
I do remember one of a dude pulling up to what looked to be a ship, the Pseudoceratops.
which yay! I love that. I love that Mizuto is coming back. Like thanks to Battle at Big Rock, Ceratops has become one of my favorite Jurassic dinos as far as the franchise go. Just because it's great to, I mean, especially because like I love it as much as I do the Ceratops because like as don't get me wrong, as much as I love Triceratops, and I do, I love the trike wholeheartedly. But it's always great when we get some new blood. We get some new blood of the same family type in these kind of movies.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that one. It's always good to see some new animals. And then we come down to a really cool part with what looks to be either a Compy or a Fluodon walking around, running about. And then that oh so iconic scene of the puddle of water moving at the steps of the mighty rescue.
Yep. Speaking of which, yeah, that's actually a new dinosaur for the game. That's actually a. I was wondering what that was too, but it's we found out thanks to the website for the game, which I will be bringing it up as we speak. That's actually a Coelophysis, which is a Triassic species of dinosaur, which.
Ooh, more Triassic dinos.
It looks like it, so I'm like, okay, another because I mean the only Triassic dino we had in the first game was Herrerasaurus, thanks to the Carnivore DLC pack. So again, it's really great to see another Triassic period dinosaur getting some love and attention.
Very nice, always.
But yeah, like here, okay, so I have the Steam page pulled up again. So far there's no news of when the game is coming out, but if I had to guess again, they are saying that it is coming now. Again, it is coming out this year, so my guess is it's probably going to be released. Now they said it's going to be late 2021, so I'm imagining probably somewhere around between October and December, probably around the holiday season. Like if I had to be a betting man, that's what I would say.
I mean that's not a horrible wait.
No, it's not. Not at all. Like if anything, again, I'm looking forward to it.
But what else is it?
Let's see. Okay, so like so.
I remember some of the other stuff from this. Oh yeah, we did see. Again, it was either Midwest or East Coast. We got to see some return of the brachiosaurs eating their greens off the high trees.
Which that was cool.
That was very well done.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, yeah, it's a CG trailer, but it's good CG.
It was very beautifully done. I mean,
give Frontier their credit; they know how to present.
They sure as hell do. I mean, they know how to. And honestly, Evolution was pretty cinematic, if I do say so myself.
Oh yeah, like, again, you're talking to somebody who plays this game pretty much religiously, and he's not ashamed to say that. It's just because, again, for me, this game is a great stress reliever, especially when you have a really shitty day at work. You just want to come home and relax. Got Deinonychus. Got some Deinonychuses.
want to get to what was the most epic part, but I want to save that just in case we're missing anything from the rest of the trailer.
But in a way, the talking about the trailer gets into like getting into the actual talking about the game. Like I said, I have the Steam page pulled up because there's some interesting stuff to go over here. So, about the game, Jurassic World Evolution 2 is the much-anticipated sequel to Frontier's highly successful Jurassic World Evolution, tooting their own horn a little bit there, rightfully so.
They have the right to do that.
No, they do. They do. It's all in good fun, I swear.
They had to make a mountain out of a molehill and succeeded.
They did. Building upon the groundbreaking and immersive 2018 management simulation, it introduces a compelling new narrative campaign, incredible new features, and awe-inspiring new dinosaurs brought to life with captivating authenticity. Together with expanded construction and more customization options, the result is an even bigger, better, and authentic Jurassic World game. So, just going off that first little bit, so... like, we will talk about the rest of this stuff here just a bit, but I want to talk about that first little bit of stuff right out the gate, because I think that has some really interesting things to it. So again, it's like we're getting a new narrative, which, you know, basically, and they say it's compelling, which, you know, given that I am a fan, I am inclined to believe it. But
yeah, I mean, hey, I had fun with what I was doing. I could never finish the story mode because I couldn't get past one island. It wasn't even the notoriously difficult one.
You'll get it, dude. Don't worry about it. You'll get it. But again, it's like now about that whole captivating authenticity. Like we'll get more into that here in a minute, because there is stuff about that in latter half of the description. But the one thing that has got everybody's attention in that first paragraph is the whole the expanded construction and customization options. Like, because one of the guys that worked on Evolution talked about in an interview how one of the few regrets with the game that he said he had was that they were never able to properly introduce customization. You know, something that he felt would have given the game that little extra bit to really make people really, you know, give something to people. And I agree. Like, while I do love, and again, you're talking to somebody who wholeheartedly loves this game, flaws and all. And I will admit, I think had customization been a thing in Evolution, it would have just made it that much more better for me, you know. But again, I still love the game as it is. I want to make that clear. But again, that definitely got my attention, and from what we've seen in the few screenshots that have been released thus far for the game, yeah, it does look like customization is going to be a big thing, so that's going to be interesting to see how that all works out. Like, what are some things that you think might work with the customization? Like, what are some of your thoughts on that, dude?
My thoughts on the customization? Oh, that entirely depends on your expression of customization. You mean like customizing the buildings or whatnot?
Yeah, it looks like the buildings are going to be customizable, and who knows, maybe to a point with some of the features.
Choose your own palette, like how you want them to.
Yeah, like again, this is fun speculation.
Honestly, well, it is not a complete necessity given the nature of the game. I do think it's going to give that extra little nudge to really design a park to your vision.
Which, yeah, like, again, with park building simulators like this, you know, it's all about creativity on the part of the individual. And I think giving people that just, like I said, it's kind of like that icing on the cake almost, if that makes any sense. Like, but like, I'm kind of wondering if like maybe it's going to be like some of the things we see like in Planet Zoo's customization, or, you know, the upcoming Prehistoric Kingdom game that's coming for PC. like some of their customization in that game, where like for example, in Prehistoric Kingdom, you have like Microraptors, which are a small feathered dinosaur that could actually semi-glide from tree to tree, right?
I remember. Sorry, I was handling something, but I do remember a buddy of ours talking about that, like the ability to create maybe some more scientifically accurate dinosaurs. Something that people have will never stop bitching about. I swear to God.
I'm like, yeah, I will get more into that here in a second, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm attacking people or anything, but it's like, again, it's like, it's Jurassic Park, guys. It's like, this franchise has never been about accuracy. Like, that's not the theme of it, and I'm sorry, but like, to anybody who expects that to be a thing for this game, I have a bridge to sell you.
Like, get over yourself and just enjoy it.
But now, I mean, that being said, like, I do think it's pretty cool, not to get too off topic, but that said, I do think it's pretty cool that Colin Trevorrow has said that, you know, we will be seeing more scientifically accurate dinosaurs in Dominion, and that it is going to be a plot-relevant thing. So that, I will admit, I'm pretty excited for. Like, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
Now, that will be something I will have no qualms with.
I mean, I think, in a way, somebody pointed out Battle at Big Rock kind of gave us a small inkling of that, because if you look at the Allosaurus from Battle at Big Rock, the adult version that we see in that short film, its skull doesn't have nearly as much shrink wrapping as what you typically see on a Jurassic series theropod dinosaur, and its wrists aren't pronated. Now, for those that don't know, you know, shrink wrapping means where you can see the indentations and outlying areas of the skull, which in reality, you wouldn't really be able to see that on an animal unless it was dead or dying, like if it was extremely malnourished or stuff like that. And as for the pronated thing, it's like we know that theropod dinosaurs couldn't do that, because if they were basically pronated, means they hold holding your wrist like when a rabbit does when it stands up on its back legs. Like, you know how a rabbit looks when it stands, dude?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like that, except theropod dinosaurs, studies have shown that they probably couldn't do that, since that would basically require the animal breaking its wrist to do that. Now, again, I understand why for some people it's like why that kind of accuracy means something to people, but I've always kind of looked at it as like, it's Jurassic Park, meaning, again, the creatures that Hammond and Wu were making back in the day, and to a point even when Masrani got into the scene, they're not scientifically accurate, or they're not the real deal. They're as close to the real deal as we can get through science. And, I mean, for God's sake, that was something that they said in the fourth movie, or do people just forget B.D. Wong's whole nothing in Jurassic World is natural speech? Again, I'm not trying to harp on that, because that's a topic I could get into on a whole nother day.
That's a complete... yeah. We seem to be just, like, piling up cans of worms that we need to get back to at some point.
And I totally intend to at some later date, but again, that's not the point of this. This is just... And again, I want to do that... When I do, I promise that I am going to be very tactful and respectful about that. Like, I don't want to come off as just being like a total D-bag. But anyways, yeah, so...
I might, if only just because I'm sick of certain fans of shit. You know who you are. Yeah, I can be a dick.
It's fine, buddy. At least you're open about it.
I'm a dick for a reason.
No, I know. It's all good, dude. But anyway, so... Features an original Jurassic story. Immerse yourself in a compelling and original Jurassic World narrative set after the earth-shattering events of Fallen Kingdom. Lead efforts to control, conserve, and contain dinosaurs as you work alongside iconic characters from the films, including Dr. Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, and Claire Dearing, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. Which, again, love that Bryce is coming back. I loved her inclusion. I loved her in the first game, like when she would pop up. I loved the Secrets of Claire DLC, which I totally recommend people picking up if you get the chance or if you have the money for it. It's really good stuff. Deinonychus, you are going up against something that is like 3 times your size. What the heck? Just... Okay, so, okay, to quote JonTron, apparently the game just decided to go apeshit there. Sorry about that, folks. You'll probably be seeing it in the stream in a minute. It's like they started to square off, but then all of a sudden, just something else, the game bugged out for a second.
Sorry, I'm just as we're talking, I'm playing Star Wars. So it's just something to keep my brain stimulated every week.
No, it's all good, dude. But again, it goes, but that kind of leads back to the trailer. So it's like, yeah, it looks like part of the effort in this game is like, I mean, obviously from what we're seeing from the screenshots, it does look like, yeah, we're building a park again, but it's kind of being more done in the style of a nature preserve, which, not gonna lie, I think that's kind of cool.
Going back to what it said about control, it brings me what from Malcolm speaking the trailer. We continued to ignore the warning signs. We played the minutes like they were a toy, and continued the illusion of control.
Which, yeah, I mean, again, that's going to be interesting because as I've mentioned before, it's like one of the big themes. It's especially been a big theme with all of the movies is that theme of the illusion of control. Because, in a way, Jurassic Park has always been a story about how man can, despite his efforts to control nature, will never 100% succeed because, well, as Malcolm said, life cannot be contained.
I mean, it's just the fact that life
finds a way. God, I love that movie. I gotta go watch it again soon. But yeah.
Become relevant these past few years. My favorite is first. No, I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah, let's not. Again, that's a discussion for a whole other day, buddy. But again, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how this is gonna tie into the films, at least in some way. Because again, there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that works. So now, create your own Jurassic World. Take control with deeper management tools and creative options. Construct and customize new buildings and flex your managerial muscle across never-before-seen locations ranging from dense forests to rocky deserts. Rescue and bioengineer more than 75 prehistoric species, including highly requested flying and marine reptiles, and watch them seek territory, fight, and interact with staggering realism.
Now that's what 75 you just said. So there were what 68 in the original part.
Well, I believe. Yeah, pretty much. And again, if we're talking about as of right now. So yeah, I'm looking at 67 species you make from the hatchery, and of course there's pteranodons, but they're made in the aviary. Now, I believe the base game for Evolution, not counting all the DLCs and stuff that added new creatures over time, but I believe the base game was close to 3 dozen dinosaurs at launch, which is still an impressive number. But yeah, so the fact that we're getting 75. Don't hate me, but Jurassic Park 3 is my favorite film. Hey, nothing against you, Dick Tunics. If you I love all the movies.
Hey, I'm happy that somebody doesn't find somebody who isn't shitting on that movie. So you get.
I love all the movies. I love them all. I really do. For me, though, my favorite will always be the original. Try as you might, you just can't truly ever top a classic. You just can't.
The weird thing for me is that I love all the movies for different reasons.
Oh, I do too. But again, that's a topic for another time. But yeah, so base game, like I said, I believe was 3 dozen, 36 species at launch. If I'm remembering correctly, I might have to go back and check later. But still, 36 at launch, or at least something akin to that.
That's still that was a good number of dinos to play with.
Yeah, and again, the DLCs only just added more. We had, if you did like I did, you bought the deluxe edition. You got 5 new dinosaurs to play with. Then of
Oh
course
wait,
the
wait,
fall.
we have another chat from Deck.
Yeah, I see that.
Me and my
Friends are going to watch The Lost World on Friday. I'd like to invite you and your friend. I'm probably not going to be able to make it, bud, because just, unfortunately, life is just kind of stressful, and my job is very demanding at the moment because change of management. Like, we have a new manager, and he's being a hard ass. I mean, I understand why he's being a hard ass. And a lot of the changes that they're making around the store, it definitely has been a long time coming, but it's just very physically demanding right now. If I'm able to make it, I will definitely try, though. I can't guarantee nothing.
I'm gonna have to put a pin on that too. I mean, again, all depending. Fridays are typically when I go out camping with my parents, so.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. But
I mean, things pending, I might be able to make it if Hunter makes it.
It depends. It depends on what's going on. But yeah, now 75 species at launch with this new title. I have to admit, I think that's really cool. Now, the one thing that I know, because everybody's been talking about it since the trailer hit the other day, is will all the dinosaurs from the first game be coming back for this new title? And my answer is, I'm going to say that I'm going to be the unpopular opinion, and I will explain why. I don't think every species from the first game is coming back. As much as it hurts me to say that, because I do love the roster that we have now, I don't think all of them are going to be coming back. I think that's just the nature of the beast, so to speak. Yeah, no pun intended. That said, I do think a lot of the animals from the first game will be coming back for sure. Obviously, I think if the trailer's anything to go off of, I'm at least confident that most of, if not all of the ones that have been featured in the films thus far, will be coming back. So I mean, obviously, if it's a Jurassic game, you got to have T-Rex, you got to have Velociraptor, stuff like that. You got to.
I'm hoping they release the Raptor Squad skins again because I love those.
Oh, I'm hoping they do that too. Or at the very least, if you're only going to give us one of the Raptor Squad skins, give us Best Girl Blue. That's all we're asking.
No, Charlie is Best Girl. Change my mind.
I love you. I love it. But yeah, I obviously think Spinosaurus is probably going to come back. Indominus, Indoraptor, I think might come back. I don't know.
I hope so. I never got to play with any of the hybrids.
I'm really hoping. Not going to go on too much of a tangent with this one, but I'm really hoping they'll include the Scorpius Rex from Season 3 of Camp Cretaceous. That'd be really cool.
Nice little bumpy skin. Bumpy skin. Give us a bumpy skin, goddammit.
I think they'd be remiss not to. But yeah. So I think it's safe to say that.
I'm boycotting that fucking game.
I'm convinced that we are more than likely going to get. Like I said, I'm convinced most of the movie guys are coming back. Now, as for the dinosaurs that were from the first game that weren't featured in the films, I think at least some of them will be coming back. At the very least, the popular ones with the fans.
I hope they bring back Iguanodon. Those are not made.
Oh, Iguanodon would be a nice one to bring back. I mean, I have a list that I could do, but I'll probably just post that to DA instead of just going into details here.
Let's go back to avian and marine reptile, because you know what that means.
Oh yeah, because it's cool that we're getting the Jurassic World variant of the Pteranodon, which I was kind of surprised that wasn't in the first game when they released Pteranodons. They gave us the JP3 ones. Not that I'm complaining, but again, I just thought it was a little odd.
You know exactly the big one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah. Oh yes, obviously the Stegosaurus. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But no, okay.
I would have reached through this microphone and I was just driving down to South Carolina and punching you in the head.
Don't do that. I want to be able to give my mom kids someday. But anyways, Mosasaurus, yes, I know that's the one. Everybody, that's the one thing from the trailer. Literally everyone and their mom has been going apeshit over, and for good reason, mind you. for good reasons. Because Mosasaurus is awesome.
We're finally getting Mosey.
Yes, and again, the fact that what the game is implying, Mosasaurus is not going to be the only marine creature we get. We might be getting some other marine creatures. Like, I'm skeptical about the Mosasaurus. Like, nah, I think it's pretty clear that we're getting. I can understand on that, dude, but I mean, I feel like I don't think they're pulling our leg on that one. Like,
dude, I don't
you
think
would not
would have shown that BC without giving us some form of promise for it.
It's like,
highly goddamn doubt.
I mean, again, they did, like, Jeff Goldblum, when they announced this game at the Summer's Games Fest, did say that this game is going to new highs and new depths. So, and obviously everybody's like, he's talking like we're getting more flying creatures and marine creatures. So again, I think that's really cool. And again, and I understand some of the skepticism. I don't want to make it sound like I'm just outright dismissing other people's opinions, because God knows I hate doing that. I really do. But I do think that, like, they wouldn't put that in the trailer unless they intended to deliver on that promise. Like, that's just how I feel. Like, because again, Mosasaurus was something that was heavily requested for the last game, because, you know, it was the one thing. It was like one of the only. It and Dimorphodon were the only two movie creatures that weren't in the first game. You know, so to see it more, I think it's pretty safe to say that, yeah, hashtag Mosasaurus confirmed. I feel like it's going to be like the Pteranodons in Return to Jurassic Park. It probably more than likely will be. It probably is going to be just a glorified fish tank, so to speak. But again, I don't really mind. Like,
take what you can get, honestly. I mean, that's my argument. You gotta take with what you get. If they are able to do it in some capacity, it's still aesthetically pleasing, and you're still able to actually admire the animal. Then there's not a whole hell of a lot to complain about. I really hope I'm loud clear enough for everyone, or at least you're wearing headphones.
That said, dude, I think in a way though, maybe this might kind of go back to an earlier point. Maybe with the flying and marine creatures, maybe this will be like a good way of tying in with the customization. Glorified fish tank, pun intended. Kinda, sorta, but not really.
Technically, it's not a fish. It's similar to the way that whales are. I'm gonna shut up.
He was being ironic. We're all just here to have fun.
Kind of guy. I'm about semantics.
It's cool, buddy. Like, again, like I understand, buddy, and I'm glad we're putting it out there so that just people understand. So it's like, but like I was saying, maybe this will actually, maybe with the marine and flying reptiles, maybe this will come. Maybe in a way, this also can tie in with the whole customization things. Like, while yes, they're going to technically be in fish tanks, or in the case of, like, say, the Pteranodon in a bird cage, maybe with customization we can put things in there for them to, like, still be able to interact with their environment. If they can do that, like, if they can do that, I mean, because again, that's something that they do in Planet Zoo, where you can have, you can customize the animals' exhibits, and, they will interact with the world. They will interact with their environment, which, again, if they're taking something like that from Planet Zoo and applying it here, I'm all for it. Like, I really am.
Yeah, and sorry there's an echo.
Nah, you're all good. Nah, it's all good, buh. Now, as you can see here in the stream, they could replicate Prehistoric Kingdom's system for the Microraptor. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Yes, thank you, Dectunix. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Something like that. Now, as you can see here for this exhibit I have going on for this stream currently, I have, of course, the Giganotosaurus and the Deinonychus, which, by the way, for those not aware, I've not been keeping up with news for Dominion as best as I can. I do apologize for that. I've just been busy as of late. But we have gotten confirmation that, as we, of course, know, the Giga and recently Deinonychus has been confirmed as going to appear in Dominion, which I'm excited for. Now, that said, since these guys are going to be in Dominion, a part of me is kind of curious, like, do you think, like, and this is just something I want to ask you guys, do you think that since, since obviously they're going to have new designs for the movie, since this is, Dominion's going to be the first time either of these creatures are introduced, do you think the Giga and the Deinonychus might get a new look for, might get new redesigns for Evolution 2? Aw, thank you for the subscription, dude. I appreciate it. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just listening, and
But what do you think, dude? Do you think for Evolution 2, the Giga and the Deinonychus, if they are going to be in the game, they might get redesigns?
I'm a member of the Giganotosaurus. It doesn't look that far off from what we know about it.
Well, the reason I say we might get a new design for it for the new game based on the movie is because recently some set photos for Dominion, like in the animatronics shop, have shown what a lot of us are assuming is the Giganotosaurus, or at least the version of it that's going to be cloned by Biosyn, if what rumors are to be believed.
What about
and it does
from Manticore from Animation?
Yeah, so far there's still nothing regarding Manticore, so I'm not really sure what to think there. But I imagine maybe that company, since Camp Cretaceous is going to be getting a season, season 4 and 5 of Camp Cretaceous has been confirmed. It's likely that
this show is exceeding any of my expectations, honestly.
Oh, dude, same. But yeah, so far we haven't heard much about Manticore since season 1. But since again seasons 4 and 5 of Camp Cretaceous are confirmed, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they might show up in this show as antagonistic. Or who knows? Maybe we'll find out something maybe Manticore is somehow tied to Biosyn. Again,
maybe.
No, you go ahead.
All of InGen's monopoly on the de-extinction process has gone to the wind ever since Fallen Kingdom.
Well, yeah, it's since the events of Fallen Kingdom, again, that's one of the things I liked about that movie is that, why that ending I feel is a lot more impactful than some people give it its credit. Not going to get into an argument about that here. That's a discussion for another day. But
it's very possible that people may very well just start toying with what InGen created the foundation for, and it's very possible that not only will we get new designs, but quite possibly we could get some far more genetically unstable animals.
Possibly. Again, this is why I think the whole more scientifically accurate looking dinosaurs is a plot relevance thing, because maybe some of these people, like Biosyn, are going to be, obviously, again, this whole genetic power, what InGen originally had a monopoly on, again, they no longer have a monopoly on it. It's gone open source, meaning everybody's going to be making their own dinosaurs. Or God knows what else they're going to be making with it.
I don't think it's going to be whole Planet of the Apes kind of shit, but it's
no,
what are people going to be doing with that power now? You think this is? It's going to be like a bunch of school kids who got their way into a military armory.
Well, plus the whole Planet of the Apes thing. Colin Trevorrow, back when Fallen Kingdom came out, he pretty much shot that argument down quick, and for good reason. Because, no offense, but if they were to go. Exactly, Pandora's box. If they were to go the whole Planet of the Apes route with Jurassic World, that would just completely derail the story. Just because it's that.
But
because it makes no sense. Because the reason with the recent Planet of the Apes prequel trilogy, the reason all that stuff makes sense in that movie is because we see the apes becoming hyper intelligent, becoming basically human. While humans, basically because of the virus, de-evolved. Whereas in Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, we've not yet technically had that, so why would dinosaurs try to take over the world? If anything, I think Battle at Big Rock showed us that more of what we can expect from like the dinosaurs that have gotten loose on the mainland, is that they're basically just trying to, you know, adapt to this new world, essentially. Because again, they're no longer on an island.
And let me further on this. The very big thing that the original Jurassic Park series showed, and to an extent Jurassic World, is that when you're constantly toying with an animal who is in a completely different environment than what they were adapted to, we know nothing about how these animals behave other than some trace fossil evidence. And we just saw how this had with the original parts.
I mean,
and
yeah.
Again, they were the only ones who had that genetic power. Now that it's outsourced and just out in the wind, there are going to be a lot of people making those same, if not worse, mistakes using a completely different genetic code, or creating completely different dinosaurs with completely different behavioral patterns, completely different habits, completely different everything, and they're gonna know about as much of how to do it as a kid would know about launching a rocket to the fucking moon. I'm starting to sound like Malcolm.
But no, like again, that all goes back to the whole point. And sorry, this is a bit of a tangent, folks. But again, it all goes back to that whole thing that, again, it's like what Malcolm said in the first story, the first movie, in the original, and even in the original book. InGen thought, like, the whole point of Jurassic Park was that we don't know what we're doing with this science. What we think we know and what we actually know what we're doing are two totally different things. Like, the thing that people don't really seem to get about Jurassic Park is that, and again, I'm not really trying to hate on anybody or anything like that. I want to make that clear. But, like, people say that, oh, Dennis Nedry's the reason why Jurassic Park failed. No, he's not the sole reason, though he was the straw that broke a camel's back. It's a whole new world for them. Alan Grant, Jurassic Park 3. Yes, I agree. It is a whole new world. And not the kind like Aladdin.
This one, everything's trying to eat you.
That's not entirely true. I mean, Grant...
Most things are probably going to step on you.
True. But, like, yeah, but it's like, I think Battle at Big Rock was a good way of showing what we can expect from, like, the animals that have gotten loose on the mainland. Like, one of my favorite bits in the short film is the cryptic, "You heard what happened up north." Which, funny story, Colin Trevorrow and, I think her name is, I know her last name is, I believe her name is Emily Carmichael, she's also one of the screenwriters for Dominion, and she's not a fem-Nazi, thank God. But anyway, that's a whole different point.
Yeah, I was about to. You definitely don't want me to get started on that, buddy.
Yeah, let's not. I don't want to either, because I don't want to drag politics. Anyways, but no, like, they actually, Emily Carmichael and Colin Trevorrow actually were contemplating, should they reveal what kind of dinosaurs were involved in the incident mentioned up north in Battle at Big Rock, but they ultimately decided against it. And I actually think that was for the better, because, like, it adds this level of mystery to everything.
Right. They're keeping a few cards close to their chests.
But, like, obviously the whole thing with, like, the reveal of the Nasutoceratops, the Nasutoceratops reveal in Battle at Big Rock was a cool one, because, again, it just really emphasizes that now we really don't know what's running about on the mainland. Like, we thought we did at the end of Fallen Kingdom, but then the Nasutoceratops is like, hi.
Yeah,
But yeah, like...
It tells you that they are... Now there's a...
Feminists don't realize that Jurassic Park has also had female empowerment. Yes! Thank you!
Oh my god, thank you!
Like, yeah, like Ellie Sattler, Sarah Harding, frickin' Claire Deering, Zia Rodriguez. And I know some people, what about Amanda Kirby? We don't talk about Amanda Kirby! We never talk about Amanda Kirby! I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you notice how they show and not tell about that kind of shit? They usually betray.
Yeah, but no, anyways, but again, we're getting off topic. But yeah, so, one thing I noticed...
I'm not, I want to make this clear, I'm not mad at the movie, I'm just disappointed.
No, I agree. It's like everybody's disappointed.
That, but that's all I gotta. That's
But
all I'm gonna say.
but yeah, so like I said, so back on topic. Sorry, we went on a little bit of a tangent, folks. Not trying to. It just happens. But so recently some set photos or not set photos, some behind the scenes photos got revealed, showing an animatronic of a carnivorous dinosaur that we've never seen before, and a lot of people are speculating that it could be the Giganotosaurus, however you prefer pronouncing it, really. I pronounce it both ways myself. But, where's the first Dreadnought? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, but like that's the nickname everybody gives it, Giga. But yeah, so a lot of us are thinking it could be the Giga, and it definitely looks it. So like I said, that's why I feel like
we already know one massive demanding return fan favorite, which I mean I don't even need to explain.
Spinosaurus.
Actually, I was going for the Dilo.
Well, yeah, that too. Like, I really hope the Dilo is going to be coming back for Dominion. And again, sorry to get off a little topic, folks.
Fallen Kingdom, and they cussed us. I mean,
well, to be fair, like that's why. Well, to add to that point, though, dude, I actually feel like in a way, I feel like Colin Trevorrow and all of them have for the last two movies have purposefully been teasing the Dilo's return. I think they have been purposefully teasing that because they know fans want it. We all want it to come back. So I feel like they're doing it intentionally. There's no way they're not.
We all remember the first one. He was so adorable.
Until she basically went, which I still love that scene, by the way, because it goes from cute to, oh dear God, at the drop of a hat. But for those of you who have not read the novel, I definitely recommend reading the original source material, because Nedry's death, much more gory. And the funny thing is,
maybe off the audiobook version, and holy shit.
What's also funny is that Wayne Knight, who played Nedry in the movie version, actually said that he's a little sad that he didn't get to have such a dramatic death. He actually said he was a little bummed out that he didn't get to have such a dramatic death. It's like
he was bummed out he didn't have his. He wasn't just.
Yeah. I mean, but to be fair, like if let's be honest, if Spielberg had kept that scene like it is in the book, we wouldn't have gotten a PG-13 out of it.
Here's something you guys probably wouldn't have expected. You would have think Michael Crichton would have been like, come on, Steve, why you gotta paint my book so much? This movie. Here's the thing: that the way the Jurassic Park movie was, how the violence and that was originally how Michael wanted to write the book.
Yeah, like I've mentioned to you this before. I'm sorry about that, Red. But hey, I'm glad you could be here while you can.
Hey, no problem at all, Red.
Like, if you want to get the whole context, you can always just look up the video after it goes up. But yeah, it's like, but yeah, for those not in the know, like I've mentioned this to you before, dude. But Michael Crichton, and it's a fun story that I don't mind sharing, but when Crichton wrote the original book, when he was writing it, he originally intended it to be told from a child's perspective. So in terms of like the violence, a lot of stuff was going to be very toned down, but you'd still get the full impact of what the story was trying to tell. The problem was just that his publishers just didn't think that kind of book would sell, so they refused to publish it. He kept fighting for it. I was born after 2001, so I didn't have to wait for it to release. Fair enough, but yeah. But like, sorry about that. But yeah, it's like, so basically Crichton just decided to, in order to get his book published, he more or less went and changed the book entirely, made it a little bit more of a sci-fi techno thriller horror kind of story. And that's how the book came about.
Oh yeah.
I might stream again later tonight, Red. I don't know. It depends. It depends on what's going on. I definitely know I will be streaming. I'll be streaming Tuesday night for sure. So if any of you guys are interested about that, be sure to come check me out Tuesday night. Or Tuesday afternoon, since that's my day off.
I'm going to be co-host again.
But yeah, but yeah, when Spielberg more or less when Spielberg and Universal, more so Spielberg, but when Universal and Spielberg got the rights to do the movie adaptation, Spielberg basically made the story more akin to how Crichton had initially envisioned it. Like, Steven Spielberg and Michael Crichton had been good friends for years prior to Jurassic Park, but that just really goes to show the level of friendship, in my opinion, between the two, that Spielberg made the movie more like how Crichton had initially envisioned it.
That's a really awesome story, in my opinion.
Never got to watch Jurassic Park when it came out because I was very young and sheltered. I can understand that for the credit of the works because of the credibility of the science. Oh, it really does. I mean, sadly, we now know for a fact that we could not clone dinosaurs the way Jurassic Park tells us, but hey, we could still dream, right?
I mean, and a lot of it was based on the science at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been in recent years that it was found out that DNA actually has a half-life to it, which, that's amazing. You'd think that... before that, I would have assumed that DNA didn't have a half-life, but no, it just goes to show you're never too old to learn something new, folks.
But we can still bring back Ice Age animals at least.
Which, on that topic, I have seen a few comments of people saying for Evolution 2, do you think maybe we might get, Ice Age animals? And I'm like... Okay, I'm going to be flat out honest. I'm a little iffy on that one. And it's not because I don't want it, but I just kind of feel like that's kind of getting off topic, if that makes any sense for something like Jurassic. Like, I know some people will be like, well, the mobile games like Jurassic World the game does. It's like, yeah, but that's a mobile game, and it releases those kind of expansions to stay relevant because it has to. Granted, it's a fun game, sure, but still... You still have to keep in mind it's a mobile game, meaning you still have to throw money into it technically, unless you hack the game, which a lot of people do with Jurassic World the game. Cenozoic is too out there for Jurassic Park. I agree. Now that being said, for something like Prehistoric Kingdom, I'm all for it because, again, it's not just specifically about dinosaurs in Prehistoric Kingdom. They're going for all across, prehistory. The main point of science is to try and disprove what other scientists have claimed and / proven. I guess that's one way to look at it.
You'd be surprised how cutthroat the scientific community is.
Oh, it really is, sadly. I know for a fact that it is. It's sad. The money for... To quote a B movie I heard about the subject, but it's very accurate, at least a scientific method, is that the battle for grant dollar... The battle for grant money the battle for grant money in science is just as bloody as war itself.
Yeah, but here's the thing, it's just tougher for a reason. Because if we didn't have the scientific method come COVID, we would still be screaming abracadabra while waving over the air.
Don't ever say that again.
You think I'm making this up? Look up weird bubonic plague cures on YouTube. They came up with some weird ass shit.
Oh, I know they did. I mean, for crying out loud, this is YouTube we're talking about. Not to get too off topic with it, for crying out loud, one time on YouTube in my recommendation page, I'm not kidding, this actually happened, folks. This actually happened. I got a recommendation for how to cook goat testicles. And now this has been completely demonetized. Granted, I'm not making money off YouTube anyway, so what the hell? Might as well, right?
Hey, I mean, I just wanted to point out some cold hard truths.
No, I know. It's all good, dude. I'm not kidding about that thing I just said. That actually happened. I got recommended a video on how to cook goat testicles. I do apologize for that mental image, audience. If you If you can't get that out of your head later today, you know whose face to stick a pie in. I will wholeheartedly own up to that shit.
Alright, but
was this ever going to be monetized in the first place? Considering this is YouTube we're talking about, where everyday people like me just can't catch a break, probably not. That's a whole video I could probably make in and of itself. Oh, no. If I'm going to make Pteranodons, I'm going to make my favorite. I'm going to use my favorite skin. But yeah, like I said, I was really surprised that in the trailer we see the Jurassic World Pteranodons. But at the same time, I am welcoming of it. Like, I've said this to friends of mine, like Nick on DA, or as he's better known on DeviantArt as Daizuo123. He's a really cool dude. Check him out.
Yeah, he makes it cool. He draws better than us, but then again, we're not really a standard.
Yeah, but like Nick and I both agree that, you know, the Jurassic World Pteranodons are by no means our favorite Pteranodons. Like, we don't hate those designs, but what's the matter, kid? You never had lamb chops? Yes. I happen to be a vegetarian. Goaty, yes.
That's an inside joke.
At this point, yeah. But, oh, what's the... Oh, okay. But, yeah, like, I'm not the biggest fan of the Jurassic World Pteranodon design. I'm really not. Again, I'm not hating on anybody that does like that design. That's, you know, that's perfectly acceptable. But I don't know. There's just something about them that just doesn't sit with me. And I kind of feel about that way about some of the designs of some of the Jurassic World variants of the dinos anyway. Vegeta, no. Vegeta, yes. Team 4-star reference. Yes. I love DBC Abridged. Team 4-star are amazing people. I love the Rainforest Pteranodon. Like, I love it because it looks like it's the closest to looking like my favorite Pteranodon from the movies, which is the Lost World version that we see at the end of the Lost World. Really wish that Pteranodon design would make a comeback, but at this point, that's like asking for Trump to come back as president. Not gonna get into politics. Anyways, but yeah, we gotta up staffing, but the JP3 Pteranodons, I agree with you, Deck. Like, oh my god, like, JP3 did a really good job of making the Pteranodons scary. Like, is that birdcage scene, oh my god, one of the best scenes in that movie for me, hands down.
That scene legit scared the shit out of me when I first saw it.
And again, it really is, and it comes down to how well shot the scene is. Like, you know, the fact that Alan, yes, talking raptor that I've never seen before. Alan Grant predicted that he would meet the JP3 Velociraptors in a dream. Can we take a moment to appreciate Nick Van Owen? Yes! I would love for him to come back in Dominion, but I don't think Vince Vaughn's coming back. Like, if he came back as Nick Van Owen, like, let's be honest, Nick Van Owen would definitely work with someone like Claire Dearing. Can we just agree with that? I mean, granted, I know some people think Nick Van Owen is a bad character because, again, like, he took Roland's bullets out of his gun, meaning he couldn't shoot the Rex. I say it's like this. Nick's not a bad person, he just doesn't really think about the consequences of his actions until after it happens. Then it's like, crap.
Yeah, that's honestly that's a big story in the JP world.
Nobody really thinks about the consequences of their actions until it's too late.
Yeah, that's That's the only thing I know about JP3.
Hey, it's a good movie. Definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, but going back on topic, now this is an interesting bit for Evolution 2 that I wanted to discuss. It says play with chaos theory. Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit.
Play with. Oh,
Chaos theory mode lets you play through key moments of your favorite films with a twist. Experience what-if scenarios from iconic Jurassic World and Jurassic Park films, with each level set across eras and locations from all 5 movies. Immerse yourself at the heart of the Jurassic World franchise and see how things turn out when you are put at the helm of managing new challenges with unpredictable outcomes. Okay, now I have to say that, yeah, that's what, like they have said that we have 4 game modes in this game. Like, obviously there's the main game itself.
Hang on, chat. A couple of things.
I like to think that Alan's seeing the Sornoraptor as a premonition instead of a dream.
Or maybe they just didn't have the budget to use the Nublar Raptors.
Maybe. No one thinking about the consequences until after they happen. You just described the majority of humanity's existence. Damn! He's not wrong!
You hear me disagreeing?
You're not wrong, Red. You're not wrong, buddy. But yeah, but like I said, back on topic, sorry guys, but we have, like I said, we have the main game itself. We're gonna have sandbox mode, which, as a sandbox lover in this game myself, love that that's coming back. Challenge mode is gonna be coming back, which, awesome, though I will say, I still need to complete challenge mode for Jurassic World Evolution. I haven't done it in 2 years, simply just because I am lazy as hell like that.
Hey, at least he's honest about it, folks.
Yeah, at least I'm honest. That said, I do want to complete it to get some of those awesome challenge mode skins you get. But that's a topic for another day. Anyways, but now this whole chaos theory mode. I admit, this got my attention. So, like, I'm kind of wondering, does this mean, like, we're gonna, like say, for example, just using this as an example, so does this mean we're gonna have, like, say, an alternate ending to Fallen Kingdom? Or, like, alternate events where maybe, like, you actually do save the dinosaurs in Fallen Kingdom and take them to a sanctuary? I guess you can't really do that one, since in the first game we already have the secrets, Claire's Sanctuary DLC for that, but, you know, still, could be possible.
When I think iconic scenes, I'm thinking about that, when the Rex got loose.
Well, I mean,
the original Jurassic Park.
That's a good example.
Or like, the Raptor shit,
like that's gonna be, that's gonna be interesting.
Or let's not forget, So Soon de la Long Grass.
Yeah, baby. Again, like, we don't know what to expect from that, so it's gonna be, again, it's gonna be interesting to see what that mode will do. One thing I want to note, I want to take note of, since again I'm on the Steam page right now for this, looking at some of the screenshots that we have. As far as, like, the returning dinosaurs that we know are coming back, like the ones we see in screenshots, like, for example, we have the Nasutoceratops, we have the Triceratops, we have the Stegosaurus, and there's one with the T-Rex somewhere that I've seen, but I can't remember where right now. It does look like the models for the dinosaur, like, these already existing dinosaurs have been touched up a bit, it looks like. Like, they look a little different, which, you know, again, I'm all for it. Like I said, like, it's really cool that we have the Coelophysis, which, again, another Triassic dinosaur. You know, again, we're getting, you know, Triassic dinosaurs finally getting some more attention. Always a welcome thing. And then there's another one, dude, are you on, do you have DA at all right now?
I'm not on DA at the moment.
Well, hang on, I'm about to send you something over chat, because I want to get your thoughts on this, right?
There you go.
Like this is another one of the new species that was introduced, and we see it in the trailer with the Triceratops and Stegosaurus herd at the start of the trailer. We see the Amargasaurus, which hang on, send. Hopefully, I'll provide a link. I'll provide a link to the Steam page in the video description when this goes on YouTube, guys. Don't worry.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah, this is the...
Just, open up the browser version so I can actually click the link.
Right. But yeah, this is the Amargasaurus, which is a species of sauropod from South America, and it's a fairly... It's a small to medium-sized sauropod, but it's still a really cool one because of the spines on the back of its neck.
You know, okay, Desktop wants to be a bit of a bastard.
Of course.
Okay, I think it's... Alright, I think it's gonna... Oh, damn!
Yeah, pretty cool looking animal, huh?
Gnarly looking thing.
But yeah, this is it's a sauropod from South America. It's famous for the spines you see on the back of its neck there, almost like spikes. Some people, we're not really sure what the spikes were for, but most paleontologists seem to believe that maybe the males use them for display purposes to attract females. But yeah, so... Great when it works, a pain in the ass when it doesn't. Yes, I agree, that's how technology is. But yeah, so this is another one of the new species that's been confirmed for the game, and again, you do see it in the trailer, but you really have to be looking for it or else you're not going to notice it. I didn't notice it the first time, I noticed it the second time, though.
Yeah, that thing is mean looking for a sauropod.
But it's probably going to be like how sauropods typically are, in that it's going to be a gentle giant.
It's probably still going to be relatively docile.
Yeah. But again, so it's it's going to be cool to see. It's going to be cool to have this in the game, and it really makes me wonder what other surprises we're going to have. What other new species are we going to get? Like I said, I definitely have a wish list of dinosaurs that I would like to see in the game, but again, I'm not going to get too into that here because otherwise this video might end up being way longer than it should be.
Probably already at that point, but
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a fun game when this comes out. But, I mean, so it's going to be interesting, again, there's not a whole lot to go off of right now, admittedly, folks, because again, we only just got the trailer. We have a little bit of information about the game. Other than that, there's still a lot that's currently up in the air. But needless to say, I am very much excited for this game. Again, you're talking to a guy who plays this game practically religiously. I probably at this point have over 1,000 hours in the game over the span of 3 years, which this game turned 3 just yesterday, believe it or not. But yeah, so I guess we're getting close to wrapping this up. But that being said, are there any questions about the game you guys want to ask real quick before we end this, and hopefully we'll do our best to answer them. I'm cautiously optimistic, and I can understand. And hey, I totally respect that deck. I totally get that. Again, I mean, I'm excited just because, I'm not really expecting this thing to be groundbreaking. That's just me personally. It's just a fun. I just expect it to be a fun game, and because for me, games are kind of like movies for me. I play games that I know I'm going to play. I'm not somebody that just follows the hottest titles. That's just me.
I play games. I play games I want getting enjoyment out of myself. I didn't follow. For instance, I didn't play Jedi Fallen Order because I wanted it to be the next big title. Period. I played it because I'm a Star Wars guy. The game was really fun, and I wanted to play it.
Yeah, and I definitely feel I should play it at some point because I've heard nothing but good things.
Oh, it's amazing. You can stream it. I can walk you through some. I could probably like provide some more commentary.
I want a Dino Crisis remake or a JP styled one. Oh, okay, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I would play the hell out of that. I mean, the big reason they don't do games like that, from what I understand, is because Universal's very much like, oh no, in Jurassic Park, people don't kill dinosaurs. To which I'm like, really? People can't kill dinosaurs? Really?
Yeah, Cancer Cretaceous kind of shot that one in the ass.
Yeah, not to mention, dude, the movies themselves have shot that argument in the foot. Again, like, one of the best examples, Kelly Malcolm, the gymnastics scene in The Lost World where she kills the raptor to save her dad. I rest my case. But yeah, like, that's being said.
And here comes the big fest.
Nah, I love that game. Man, I want a mainline Pokemon game that's actually good. Hey, that's understandable, Red. I'm all for that, too.
I don't follow Pokemon all that much, so I guess I'm not really losing anything.
Man, I love the Dreadnoughtus.
I'm not there. I understand. Hell, I want another Transformers game.
Yeah, one that's pretty good, please. But yeah, like a Dino Crisis styled kind of Jurassic Park game. Like, I'd be for it. I mean, heck, if you can't have people killing the dinosaurs, Universal, just have them running around with a tranquilizer gun. There you go. Problem solved.
That's an easy go around.
Devastation was good, but too short. Agreed.
Oh my god, I love Devastation.
Sword and Shield was just meh, which is not a good thing for the first game on the Switch. No, I will agree to that, Red, but that being said, I do feel like Nintendo is at least trying to make the game better. Like, they're updating it when they can, and I do at least think that that's a step in the right direction. I think it's just more a case of, like, everybody with something like the Switch, like, still to a point, like, trying to get used to that kind of technology is all it is, because it's a bit different from previous handheld consoles, admittedly. It's a lot more processing power. That's just kind of how I look at it. It's like, there's one thing I've kind of learned over the last few years. I think it's just that we as gamers kind of take game development a little for granted, not really realizing how much of a time-consuming process it is. But again, not trying to throw shade on anybody, not trying to throw shade. Rise of the Darkspark was atrocious. I'm sorry, but it was. I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong, buddy, but at the same time, I'm also somebody who's not afraid to say Rise of the Darkspark is a guilty pleasure for him.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed playing the story mode on that one.
Anyway, I gotta go. Break is about to end later. All right, Red. Yeah, this is probably a good place to wrap up this anyway. But like I said, you know, I am planning to do a live stream Tuesday because I have Tuesday off. So, you know, if any of you guys are interested, definitely be sure to check me out.
As long as it's in the afternoon, I gotta work a morning shift.
Right. But yeah, Tom, you know, thanks for co-hosting this with me. Hopefully we addressed a lot of the major points. If not, I'm sure there's other YouTubers out there that cover this stuff a little better than we can. But hey, hopefully this was still enjoyable. Hopefully you guys still enjoyed. And like I said, I appreciate anybody who subscribes and follows me. Like I said, YouTube is not something I do for a livelihood. That's why I'm thankful I still have a job. But it is a fun hobby that I still like to come back to whenever it is a hobby I like to come to wherever I can, and I definitely appreciate any and all support. Compared to Fall of Cybertron, that's going to be a whole I could make a whole video talking about just how much I freaking love that game, but we'll have to see. But yeah, seriously guys, you know, thank you for following. Thomas, thank you for co-hosting this with me, dude. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I had fun.
Yeah, no problem.
And so, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call this stream to an end. I have things I have to go do. So, you know, I will talk to you all later. Like, comment, and subscribe.